Have you ever gazed at the night sky and wondered about the universe? Now, imagine an equally vast universe inside your own head. For decades, a myth has echoed through our culture that we use only 10% of our brain's power. It's a seductive idea, unlocking hidden genius, superpowers, or limitless potential. This myth appears everywhere, from movies to casual conversation, promising untapped abilities if only we could access the rest. But science isn't about wishful thinking. It's about evidence. So, is the 10% story true, or just modern folklore? To find out, let's journey inward, into the 3-pound universe between your ears. Our first stop, where did this myth even come from? The 10% myth has no single origin. It's a patchwork of misunderstandings. William James, a famed psychologist, once wrote that most people rarely tap into their full potential, but he meant it metaphorically, not biologically. Early neuroscientists, limited by crude tools, sometimes described silent brain areas that didn't respond to stimulation. These silent regions were later found to be crucial for complex thought, not unused at all. Misinterpretations and media hype turned these early ideas into a catchy myth. Pop psychology and self-help books amplified it, making it sound like scientific fact. But as brain science advanced, the myth began to unravel. Modern neuroscience has revealed that every part of the brain has a role. The 10% myth was never grounded in real evidence. Let's see what the brain is really doing. Think of your brain as a symphony orchestra, each section specialized, each musician essential. The occipital lobe processes vision, letting you see the world. Temporal lobes handle hearing, language, and memory. Parietal lobes process touch and spatial awareness. The frontal lobe is the conductor, planning, decision-making, and personality. These regions don't work in isolation, they're in constant communication. Even simple actions like picking up a cup require a seamless collaboration across multiple brain areas. There are no silent sections. Every part is active, every day. The myth of dormant brain regions doesn't fit this intricate, interconnected reality. Your brain's music is the result of all these parts working together. The real story is far more impressive than the myth. Let's look closer at how this orchestra never stops playing. Picture your brain as a bustling city that never sleeps. Just like a metropolis alive with energy, lights, and constant movement, your brain is always active, orchestrating countless processes every second of your life. Even when you drift off to sleep, your brain doesn't simply shut down. Instead, it's busy repairing itself, consolidating memories from the day, and preparing you for tomorrow's challenges. Sleep is a time of intense internal activity, not rest for your brain. Every district in this city has a unique job. There are no abandoned neighborhoods or empty lots. Each region is specialized, working together to keep you functioning at your best. As you walk down the street, take in the sights, listen to music, or solve a problem, countless brain regions are working in parallel. They process information, coordinate movement, and help you make sense of the world. Even when you're at rest, your brain's default mode network is humming along, reflecting, daydreaming, imagining possibilities, and maintaining your sense of self. It's like the city's infrastructure, always running in the background. The idea that 90% of this city is unused simply doesn't add up. From an evolutionary perspective, it would make no sense to maintain such a costly organ if most of it served no purpose. The brain is incredibly expensive to run, consuming about 20% of your body's energy, even though it makes up only a small fraction of your weight. That's a huge investment for your body. Evolution doesn't tolerate waste. Every part must serve a purpose. In the wild, animals with inefficient brains wouldn't survive for long. If most of the brain were useless, natural selection would have trimmed it away long ago. Instead, our brains have grown larger and more complex over millions of years. The very size and intricate complexity of our brains prove that every part is essential. Each fold and groove has a role in making us who we are. Thanks to modern technology, we can now see this incredible activity in real time, revealing a city that's always awake, always working, and always vital to our existence. For centuries, the living brain was a mystery, until brain imaging changed everything. Functional MRI, or fMRI, lets us watch the brain in action, tracking blood flow as different regions light up. When you see, hear, speak, or think, multiple areas activate together. Over a normal day, nearly every part of your brain is used. Even simple conversations require a complex interplay across many regions. Brain scans show no vast, unused territories, just a dynamic, ever-active network. Neuroscientists have mapped the brain for decades and found no dormant areas. While you don't use every region at once, all are active over time. The 10% myth simply doesn't match the facts. Modern neuroscience has put this legend to rest. But what if the myth were true? Imagine if we really used only 10% of our brains. The result wouldn't be superpowers, it would be devastating. Damage to even a tiny brain region can cause paralysis, loss of speech, or amnesia. Lose the hippocampus and you can't form new memories. Damage Broca's area, and you can't speak fluently. If 90% of your brain were inactive, you wouldn't be conscious at all. The idea of a silent 90% isn't a path to greatness, it's a description of catastrophic injury. Our ability to walk, talk, think, and feel proves we use all of our brain. The myth ignores the real, fragile complexity of the mind. Let's zoom in to see what makes the brain so powerful. Imagine peering into your own mind and discovering a galaxy, one made not of stars, but of 86 billion neurons. That's more than the stars in the Milky Way, all packed into the space inside your skull. Each neuron is a tiny living cell, buzzing with electrical signals and chemical messages, working together in a dazzling cosmic dance. Each of these neurons reaches out, connecting to thousands of others, weaving a web so vast it forms about 100 trillion synapses. These connections are the highways and byways of your thoughts, feelings, and memories, creating a network more complex than any computer ever built. Every thought you have, every memory you recall, and every emotion you feel is a unique pattern of activity flowing through this immense network. It's like a light show, with different regions of your brain sparking to life in intricate, ever-changing patterns. When you learn something new, your brain physically changes. New connections are formed, and existing ones are strengthened. This is not just a metaphor. Scientists can actually see these changes happening under the microscope. This remarkable adaptability is called neuroplasticity. It's the foundation of all learning and memory, allowing your brain to adapt, grow, and recover throughout your life. Unlike a hard drive that simply stores data, your brain is a living, ever-changing network. It's constantly rewiring itself, responding to your experiences, your environment, and even your thoughts. The popular myth that we only use 10% of our brains completely misunderstands this complexity. In reality, almost every part of your brain is active at different times, depending on what you're doing or thinking. The true power of your brain comes not from unused space, but from the nearly infinite patterns possible in its connections. Every moment, countless combinations of neurons fire together, creating the richness of your experience. Every single neuron, every synapse, plays a role in the story of who you are. Each one is a vital part of the living tapestry that makes up your mind. The real marvel isn't some hidden, unused potential, but the dynamic, ever-shifting galaxy inside your head, always active, always adapting. And if you wonder why evolution would allow such a complex organ to go mostly unused, consider this: nature is efficient. Evolution shapes our brains for survival, not waste. The answer lies in energy. Your brain, though only a small part of your body, uses a huge share of your energy. Proof that every bit of it is hard at work, every day. Your brain is an energy glutton, just 2% of your weight, but it uses 20% of your body's energy. Those billions of neurons are always working, even at rest. Maintaining this activity requires enormous resources. Most energy goes to keeping neurons ready to fire, not just thinking hard. Evolution would never support such a costly organ if most of it sat idle. Carrying around a useless brain would be like hauling a heavy, empty backpack for no reason. The brain's high energy demand is proof that every part is needed. When you feel mentally tired, it's real. Your brain has been burning fuel all day. Nature doesn't waste energy on unused organs. The 10% myth fails the test of biology and evolution. We've journeyed through the myth's mysterious origins, delved into the intricate structure of the human brain, and uncovered how this myth has persisted for generations. For decades, people have wondered if there's a hidden reservoir of untapped potential inside our heads, waiting to be unlocked. But when we look at the evidence from modern neuroscience, the story changes. Decades of research, brain imaging, and careful experiments have shown us what's really happening inside our skulls. The verdict is clear and undeniable. The 10% myth is pure fiction, not scientific fact. It's a story that's been told and retold, but it simply doesn't hold up under scrutiny. The truth is even more astonishing. You already use every part of your brain. Even when you're resting, your brain is buzzing with activity, coordinating thoughts, memories, and emotions. Like a grand symphony, different regions of your brain play their unique parts in harmony, coming together to create the music of your mind, your thoughts, your creativity, your memories, and your dreams. The real frontier isn't about unlocking some secret, unused brain power. Instead, it's about learning, adapting, and forging new connections every day. Every time you learn a new skill, solve a problem, or adapt to change, your brain rewires itself. This remarkable ability is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain is always capable of growth, learning, and transformation, no matter your age or background. This isn't magic or science fiction. It's the real, awe-inspiring biology of the most complex object in the known universe, your brain. So, let's leave the 10% myth behind for good and celebrate the brain for what it truly is. Fully operational, stunningly complex, and profoundly powerful. The universe inside your head is already ablaze with activity, lighting up with every thought, feeling, and discovery. The real adventure is learning how to use it better, challenging yourself, exploring new ideas, and pushing the boundaries of what you can achieve. The journey of discovery never ends. Every day is a new opportunity to expand your mind and deepen your understanding. Your brain's true potential lies not in unlocking a hidden reserve, but in how you challenge, nurture, and develop it through experience and curiosity. The cosmos within is yours to explore, limitless, mysterious, and uniquely yours.